Yo, what's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, my coach, pal, the man with the plan, the one and only John Meleka. He was out. He was out in Denver. He was in Mile High, checking out the orange and blue, not the Knicks orange and blue, but the Denver Broncos orange and blue skylines. But now he's back. We get John for now the preview between the New York Jets and the Baltimore, the Cleveland Browns. Thinking all AFC North, but we're gonna get your takes on the Baltimore Ravens. But before we get into that, man, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? You ready to talk some Jets?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been living in this week one loss to the Ravens, as you just mentioned. We're recording on Wednesday here. The All 22 just came out, so I just watched that. So I watched the game on Sunday in Denver in a huge football bar that was real. It had like crazy sections for all fans, but it was a huge Browns and Saints section, which was cool, especially the games that happened. And then I rewatched the game on the flight, and then the All 22 came out, so I just watched that. So I've officially grieved through the loss. I've made it through. I'm ready to talk about it, and I'm ready to move on to Cleveland, man. On the show, I'm ready to review week one, what happened with the Ravens. Now a lot of stuff came after that with Coach Saleh. He's getting into it with the media, with all my friends texting me like, put me down for one receipt. I'm like, all right, sounds good. We'll get into all that. And before you know it, dude, it's week two. Like the injury reports are out. And we're going to Cleveland in their home opener. They have that stupid logo in the middle. So
The
I'm ready
elf
to get into all of it, dude.
was it Brownie the elf?
Brownie the elf, dude. He's even holding the football like a dummy. So I'm ready. I'm ready to start this season. I mean, it was a tough Sunday. So I'm ready to spin zone. I'm ready to come through to the reality of some things. And I'm ready to get your takes, man. How was your weekend, dude? How was your week one?
Yeah. I talked about it with Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed. I thought the defense showed out. Offense was a little lackluster. My biggest gripe was with the offensive line, then Joe Flacco. I think everyone's pointing it towards Joe Flacco, but as a quarterback who dropped back 59 times, I have to put most of the blame on the offensive line because he had legitimately no time. Sure, we could talk about how Joe Flacco didn't seem like he didn't have like the fire under him, like he didn't have like the awareness, the urgency to be out there playing that day. He seemed like you had the whole team walking up to the line where it's like, come on, guys, you just passed 50-yard line. Like, let's get into attack mode. Let's keep these guys on their toes. The defense is doing everything for us. So I get that. That's what I talked about with Greg. But man, I need to know your thoughts. Like, I need to know your thoughts. Do you think it was the offensive line? Do you think it was Joe Flacco? What do you think about our defense? I mean, we had Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed doing their thing. Like they did their thing, bro. It's actually nice to have cornerbacks for a change. Of course, we had Joyner with the dumb PI where the ball was in the area. We had our punter. You talk about special teams. I had to quote you like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna hear it from when John gets back about our kicker, the punter.
I started dying.
I knew you wanted. I was like, this man's gonna come back and say, "This is why you worry about Brandon Mann. This is why I had concerns about. This is why I'd like." And you asked me, would I rather have double doink Eddie Pinheiro, or do I want to go with Zerline? I said Pinheiro, and now we got Zerline. Oh my god!
And
man.
by the way, Pinheiro didn't miss this weekend.
And this is what I'm saying. We do this every single time. Before I get your thoughts, we do this every single time. We did this with Myers. I was like, yo, Myers just had I feel like that's just the curse that we have right now because it's like the Jets should have resigned Myers after having an excellent, being a Pro Bowl caliber kicker. And it's like, oh, you didn't take this Pro Bowl kicker. You didn't re-sign him. You're now going to have bad juju when it comes to the kicker. But let's hear your takes, man. Let's hear all your thoughts about week one. The listeners need to know about it, man. I know I'm getting DMs. People are like, I need to hear John's thoughts. So what are your thoughts, bro? What are your thoughts about week one?
Oh man. Well, first of all, yeah, Eddie Pinheiro, you're totally right. He did great for us last year, but he stunk in training camps and in the preseason. So I get why they picked Greg DeLeg, but let's just start there, man. Let's just start there with just absolute killers on the offense. Whether it's that 45-yard field goal that he missed, whether that's a 20-yard shank punt, whether that's man 0 for 8 on third down till the halfway through the fourth quarter, 3 fumbles, one for each running back, one for the tight end, which would have been a first down. I mean, come on. Corey Davis, you cannot drop that third down in the first quarter. You just can't. It was the first series. So, let's circle back. So, Flacco having 59 attempts is absolutely crazy, right? And you mentioned the offensive line. It's crazy, dude. The thing that we thought was most, I don't know. I would say if you had to give me a guess to say what's the best position we have on the entire team, I would say our guards. I would say our 2 interior linemen, which was Lincoln Tomlinson and AVT, right? AVT switched, which we knew there was going to be some growing pains there. He's essentially a rookie at this point, right? I would just say he's a rookie now. And Tomlinson, but he's the all pro. He moved for him. He sucked, dude. He was so bad. And I watched it 2 times now, right? Like the first time I didn't really see it, but now I watched it twice. And dude, he was so bad. And Max Mitchell had a couple of bad plays, but he also had a couple of great plays, including that huge run by Breece Hall. That was all Max Mitchell. So I'm hyped about him. I don't think Saleh is blowing smoke up anyone's butt when he's talking about how Max Mitchell could be a starter. He played really well at some points. Of course, he gave up some plays. He's literally a rookie. Like literally his first game. Of course, he can give up some plays. Calais Campbell is going up against him. That's why we were stopped on the run sometimes. Like, what are you gonna do? They even talked about it in the pregame, which I really Max Mitchell, try not to tell Calais Campbell he's the man. Leading up to it. Calais Campbell, like, he was like talking about how, he's like, yeah, I saw that, whatever. Not great. But anyway, Michael Carter, you can't drop a touchdown. You can't, like that's not Flacco's fault. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Conklin fumbling, the 2 running backs fumbling, that's not his fault. You know what is his fault? That the fact that he can't move, right? I agree. The fact that he can't get out of the pocket. But dude, it's not going to be perfect, right? He's Joe Flacco. He's a million years old. He's a statue. Okay, that's fine. So you guys have to compensate for that. Not by not catching the ball, literal drops. Like Corey Davis and Michael Carter, you guys were with Flacco last year. You're supposed to be the Jets, I would say, cornerstone guys, right? At the end of the day, like they're almost our veterans on offense, which is weird to say, right? Because literally Michael Carter's a second year, and we just signed Corey Davis, and this is probably his last year with us because he drops passes. Like, yes, he made some great catches towards the end of the game, but man, what's really bothering me is it was 10-3. I mean, obviously, I think it should have been at least 10-7, maybe 10-6, but it was 10-3 going into the third quarter. It was all good, and that was because our defense was who we thought they were, including Alex, how bad our free safety is. Dude, our free safety is so bad. Jordan Whitehead, he's just as advertised with putting a lick on players. CJ Mosley, Quan Alexander, and honestly, I was thinking about you guys. Quincy Williams, dude. Absolute beast. This was the game. This was one of those games. His first game. He likes to do that, right? Like, let's see it again because our linebackers looked unbelievable. They were in on every single play. CJ Mosley put hits. Quan Alexander was in everywhere. Quincy Williams was in the backfield. They played amazing. Sauce Gardner, like you said, played great. He let up one catch finally, right? He put a great lick on Mark Andrews when Likely got a tip ball.
For sure.
Likely dropped 3 balls, by the way, which were lucky for us, just for the record. Mark Andrews, he also got a cat. He got like 2 first downs in a row because they finally found out that we couldn't guard him, and then you just took the top off our safety. Our safety suck, dude. LaMarcus Joyner stinks. He's just talking about retiring and going to the Jets. Now Jordan Whitehead is out, so we're not going to have that strong safety. So it might help. We're going to have 2 free safeties, basically, which is kind of a catch-22 because Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going to eat, right? Our linebacker's going to have to step up like last week, but Jordan Whitehead's not going to be there this time. You know what I mean? So it's going to be Willie Parks off the practice squad next week, it looks like, along with LaMarcus Joyner. Ashton Davis. I mean, the defense is everything we thought they were. And including how great the corners, like you said, the linebackers are great. The D-line was amazing. John Franklin Myers was amazing. Q Will made Tyler Linderbaum look like a rookie. That was awesome. The linebackers, again, amazing. But, dude, whose fault is it? To me, it's not Joe Flacco's fault. Bro, he threw 60 times. That's bananas to me. Okay, that's crazy. It's not his fault. I mean, did he play amazing? No, he had a 15 QBR. He did not play amazing, but he only threw 1 pick, which was bad. He also had a couple throws that should have been picks. But you got to help the poor guy out, man. You got to make some throws. Like Garrett Wilson, for example, he was helping him out, right? His first catch, I really still think should have been a first down. He was making plays for him. Elijah Moore, he was another guy that was making plays for him. He was the only guy getting the first downs. Every time they threw to Berrios, out of the backfield on that sort of like out wheel route, they made positive plays. Tyler Conklin dropped the pass, fumbled one. CJ Uzama had a couple whiffs.
MIA, man. Blocking. No catches for CJ.
Yeah, I mean, and a couple whiffs blocking, which was tough. We got sacked when we had an extra lineman in, extra tight end, which was tough, dude.
I mean, he didn't get any targets. CJ didn't get any targets, which is just wild to me. But that's another story.
I mean, so Alex, that's everything we saw in the preseason and training camp. So it wasn't BS. Everyone was telling us that Conklin was the guy. He was seeing all the catches. He was seeing all the catches in preseason, and he saw all the catches in week 1. You know what I mean? And he messed up once. No big deal. Let's just get it back. But what's crazy is I'm not as down on this team as everyone else is. Our field goal kicker missed a crucial kick for us,
and a field
because
goal.
It changed the game.
Like, and a point extra. I mean,
and an extra point. But it wasn't crucial at that point. But that's just annoying. You just suck, dude. Hit the damn extra point. But he missed a crucial field goal for us. The punter sucked, dude. He couldn't change field goal position. Gave up points because of him. Our playmakers turned over the ball, including Corey Davis. That's a turnover. You know what I'm saying? By dropping that third down. Michael Carter, that's a turnover when you drop that touchdown. And then you also fumbled. Breece Hall, you fumbled. Tyler Conklin, you fumbled a fourth down, even though we recovered it. You know what I mean? Flacco, you threw a pick. Though, like, that's not winning football. We can't win, especially versus the Ravens like that. One of the best teams in the league. You know what I mean? So I'm not as down as everyone on the Jets. Do I want to see Flacco throw 60 times? And what do we run? Like 25 times or something? No, I would like that to change. I would like to run.
We didn't even run 20. We didn't even run 25 times. We didn't even run. We ran technically 17 times because Flacco got a carry, but it was 17 times with Flacco getting one carry, but it was 16. Dude, it's insane.
That's crazy. And for as bad as the line was, and for as good as the Ravens are, 3 sacks, not terrible for the statue of Flacco. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think our interior D-line is going to get better. I think Font is healthy. He's doing his rest stuff. He's going to be good. I think Max Mitchell is going to continually get better. I think our offensive line is going to be great. I think our running backs are going to continually get better. They're great. I think Flacco throwing 59 times is crazy. And dude, hear me out, man. Well, moving on a little bit to week 2. If Flacco gets hurt because of he's a statue, we're leaky in the offensive line, and we're going up against, well, definitely objectively the best defensive player in week 1, but subjectively one of the best defenders in the league in general, Myles Garrett.
Yep.
If he takes him down, is the game really going to change between Mike White and Joe Flacco? No. It's going to be the same. It's going to be if our players can make the plays and they don't fumble and we don't turn over the ball and maybe Mike White doesn't throw that pick, then it's going to be great. You know what I mean? So I don't think it makes much of a difference, which is good for us, at least, Flacco or Mike White.
Yeah.
If Flacco plays bad, Like if he comes out playing bad, take him out for Mike White. That's no problem. I just don't think that's what's making the difference, dude. I think what's making the difference is the safeties and our playmakers not doing anything on offense, dude. Like the solution is get Garrett Wilson the ball more, get Elijah Moore the ball more,
Put the ball
and
on
everybody
Michael
hold on
Carter.
to the ball.
Michael
Everybody hold on
Carter.
to the ball.
Yeah,
Like, you
can we
know what
just
I mean? Like, whether
yeah,
you're catching it or you have it already in your hand, hold on to it.
yeah, can we get like Michael Carter, Brees Hall, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, like get Tyler Conklin the ball? Like obviously Corey Davis sometimes. I mean, he hasn't been clutch for us outside of that touchdown pass against the Tennessee Titans since last year. But we need some sort of offensive consistency. And I'm with you, man. Like I'm not terrified of the Browns. We're facing Jacoby Brissett. Like that doesn't terrify me. But
Now or
what
never.
yeah, we gotta win this week, man. We gotta win. Like we legitimately gotta win. And it's like it's their second string quarterback against our second string quarterback. That's even playing field offensively, in my opinion, because you're looking at just to me. We got offensive weapons, they got offensive weapons. We're asking both our quarterbacks to manage the game. Both got solid defenses. It's which second string quarterback isn't going to mess up that much. And considering we have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, if we could just keep him upright and protected, we should be in this game. That's just my thought process, man. Legitimately my thought process. But let's talk about how important this game is against the Cleveland Browns, because Robert Saleh has been talking about keeping receipts. You know,
I
it
agree.
seems like
I am too,
it
honest. I
seems
know he
like
pulled it back a little bit today, but I am too.
and he seems like but you can see the New York pressure is getting to him, man, where he's got to win. It you always talk about it, we know it. No New York Jets coach is going to be fired mid-season. They get a full-on year evaluation, but you can start to feel the pressure coming towards Robert Saleh, and I think for him, he should have a fire under his butt because he does need to win. This is the opportunity to do it. Yeah, the Browns won last week. Okay,
Thank
but
God.
this is a team where we should be able to compete and beat them too. Like that's just my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of the Browns, real quick, I was at basically a Browns bar, so I watched that whole game. Carolina stinks. They are so bad, and this was their Super Bowl. So
You
on
don't
their
need to
note,
tell me, man. I got DJ Moore in one of my leagues. Sheesh.
and they have a home opener here. I mean, I'm hoping that they're kind of run out of steam, just emotionally here from that emotional Baker game. It was like the most important thing in the world. Now they have their home opener with the stupid brownie elf in the middle. I just hope it's a little too much for Jacoby Brissett. But jumping on the Jets, and you're talking about Salah feeling New York pressure. I don't think he's feeling New York pressure on the field, but I would agree with you that he's feeling New York pressure in the media.
Oh
Like
yeah, for sure. That's
everything
the New
he
York pressure I'm talking
says,
about.
yeah, but it's not in the field. It's not like yes, obviously if you win, they're gonna shut up, and if you lose, they're gonna get at you. But now they're just like twisting his words all the time, and like that's just frustrating. You know what I mean? When you're at work or when you're having normal conversations, people twist your words, or they just pull one thing out, and then they just make that the headline. It's annoying, and he's just getting a little frustrated with that. And he's obviously just frustrated they're losing, right? So he's like, I'm keeping receipts. Everyone that's saying we suck because we don't, and we are flipping the switch. And I don't think he's talking BS because I mean, like, we should have a segment, right? Like, whether this is BS or not, or when it comes to like statements. And I really don't think it is here because, man, the Jets had a chance to be arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best coaches in the league, and one of the top defenses in the league. They literally had a chance. Like, it's annoying that we weren't able to super capitalize on Ronnie Stanley being out, the left tackle for the Ravens, who left the first quarter, and Jawan James hasn't played since 2014. Tough. You know what I mean? That's really tough that we weren't able to capitalize more. I mean, John Franklin Myers played well, Carl Lawson played well, but we didn't like kill the
Come on,
quarterback. But
man.
it's
Your
also
guy
Lamar
Jermaine
Jackson.
Johnson got the sack on Lamar
That was
Jackson.
hyped. That was nice, dude. That was nice. And at the same time, we're hyping up Jermaine Johnson, Jacob Martin. Some plays good, some plays bad, dude. I mean, he was in and out, so hopefully he has a better game. But dude, I'd be doing us
Disservice.
a disservice. Thank you for that. If I didn't come out and talk about Lawrence Cager, dude, what's going on that first drive, man?
You know,
What's
I thought
going
about you
on?
as soon as I saw that. I was like,
What's
ooh.
going on, dude? That was the worst hold I've ever seen. That was the most obvious hold I've ever seen in my whole life. And then on top of that, you just fall down when you try to get the ball back. He literally didn't get a target for the rest of the game. I don't even think I saw him for the rest of the game. Dude, that was really bad. He's on the hot seat. It is on the hot seat. Like, nobody helped Flacco. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say the quarterback sucked because, first of all, we've been saying it for 50 years. So it's easy to say the quarterback sucks. And on top of that, it's Flacco. He didn't do anything spectacular. There's nothing he did where you were like, wow, he had 309 yards and a touchdown. Yes, and an interception. But dude, 59 times you asked him to throw, that's insanity to me.
But that's why I put most of the blame. Like, I understand the frustrations with Flacco, but that's why I put most of the blame on the offensive line. Like, he needs time. You also are right. Like, his playmakers need to hold on to the ball too. Like, you can't have fumbles by Conklin, Carter, and Hall when this is like a do or die, like you're in that do or die situation. It's not a do or die game, but you're in that do or die situation. It's 10-3. You're competing with the Baltimore Ravens. Your defense is legitimately giving you everything. And I think on top of that, that's why I'm confident going into this week. And the Jets have a good opportunity because the defense showed out against Lamar Jackson. Like, that was probably the toughest assignment they'll see this season in a quarterback and with weapons, man. Like a quarterback that can actually.
Joe Burrow and Chase coming in 2 weeks. So
I know I hear you, but I'm saying like from a quarterback that's completely mobile, like he can just you worry about Mark Andrews. We stopped the tight end very well. We held a dual threat quarterback in check for most of the game, and we stopped a running game for 63 yards. So how much more can you ask from this defense? And then
we got that fumble on Mike Davis too. We didn't recover, but that was a good fumble.
So the Jets defense is up there. It really comes down to the offense. I'm not worried about our playmakers.
It's the safeties, bro. It's so annoying.
I'm not. Yes, like Joyner's PI was just the most baffling thing to me.
And without that, he got burned every time. That was on him. Almost every like Bryce Hall, people are pissed at him, but that was good defense. It was good defense and it was good catch. I wasn't that mad at him. The egregious plays were the safeties getting burned. They got burned twice for 14 points. And then the game was blown open. Dude, if I have to see 17-3 one more damn time, I can't stand that score. Like I'm totally with everybody saying this isn't the same old Jets, right? Like George R.R. Martin came out, he wrote a little blurb. He's like, it feels like it's the Game of Thrones guy. He says it's the same old Jets. People are tweeting it's the same old Jets. Salah saying it's not the same old Jets. I forgot whether it was Conklin or Uzama that were pissed. Like, this is not the same old Jets.
Conklin.
It was Conklin. Like, this is not the same old Jets. It's like, listen, man. I at one point, people there's one faction of people like, dude, we've sucked for the last 50 years. There's another group that say we sucked for the last 10 years or 20, right? And there's another group that just says, man, it's the same old Jets from last year. Like, it's the same exact issues. Like, dude, we can't guard a tight end. We can't hold on to the football. Our interior offensive line sucked. Our kicker and our punter sucked. Like, literally nothing changed. And the score is 17-3 again. You know what I mean? Like, it was literally the same exact games from last year.
But we did guard the tight end this time. We did guard the tight end.
That was Mark Andrews had a whole drive. He literally had a whole drive by himself where he just got first down. You know what I mean? Like, he was just getting a penalty. Like, that was his whole drive, just Mark Andrews. Like, we can't just give 7 points to a tight end for no reason. We're just so predictable, man. Going down 17-3, we must lead the league. I wish I could bring up that stat and how many times that happens to us. And it's all the same circumstance. It's just like some stupid stuff, like a missed field goal here, a drop there, a fumble there. All of a sudden, 17-3. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, that's always been, and this is where I could say it's been the same old Jets. It's the fact that we keep shooting ourselves in the foot every single time. It's the mistakes at the wrong time, man. We've seen this for every era, every coach.
They tell me
We've seen this before. We saw this with Edwards. We saw this with Mangini. We saw this with Rex Ryan. We saw this with oh my God, who is it? Todd Bowles. We saw this with Adam Gase. And now we're seeing with
Listen,
Robert
they
Saleh.
tell me
It's been
they tell
the
me
whole
turnovers
time.
are luck. They tell me turnovers are lucky. So are we gonna be able to kind of flip the switch here for the Browns game?
So let's get into that. Let's get into this Browns game. I think this team can. I think this team can flip the switch.
6.5 point underdogs. That's insane, dude.
I think, yeah, that's a lot. I think
I
they
can't believe it.
I think they can flip the switch. I mean, it's the Jets. I understand you got to put the Jets have yet to show they could put a complete game together outside against the Bengals. I think that was the most complete game.
And the Titans, the two best teams in the AFC last year. But anyway,
yes, but I would say the Titans game, that was a lot of improv. I'm
starting to come to the realization, Alex, that people are looking at the Jets on their schedule like easy dub. I'm starting to finally come to that realization.
How long is it taking you to come to that realization, John?
Dude, when I stare at when I'm looking at Brissett getting 6.5 points at home, like what the hell what are you talking about? 6.5?
Is it Brissett, or are they believing in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb just running all over us? Which I don't think that's going to happen either.
The quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. He should never be -6.5. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. On the other side of that, Jets don't have a punter, Jets don't have a kicker, and they fumble the ball. So I totally get it. And they went 0 for 8 on third down till garbage time in the fourth quarter. So I totally get it.
I'd take that money line, though, if I were you.
Oh, don't worry. It's a desperation game. It's already week 2. Jets are in desperation mode. Because if we lose this week, we have a revenge game for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Which 3. We know that one's good. Look, I just saw what happened against the Steelers. They're going on a tear for the next couple of games. All right. We are in. And we'll see. The fact that the way that they lost to the Steelers, they're going to win this game, and then you add fuel to the fire where it's like, oh, this is the team
they're going to murder the Cowboys. They're going to murder the Cowboys, man.
And don't worry, they're coming for us too.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like the Bengals now, like they lost that bad game to the Steelers. Now they're circling their schedule. They got the Cowboys at home with no Dak Prescott, and they got the Jets. You know, at MetLife with Flacco or Mike White or an injured Zach Wilson. Like either one is fine. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to come to that realization from the other side here. But dude, let's talk about from the Jets' perspective. We have to win this game. Jordan Whitehead looks like he's going to be out. We got Willie Parks from practice squad. I think we're going to be running double free safeties here. But I mean, DJ Reed, you know, his dad just passed before the game. He found out. Yep. Shout out to him. He had a crazy game. Including him and Whitehead were in on that fumble, causing that fumble. So
getting that interception for him and dedicating
and the interception. Dad. Shout out to them.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. I'm looking at this game as
Bryce Huff might be back because I don't see him on the injured list.
I think, yeah, Bryce Huff. Let's see. I don't see him being designated right now as injured.
So that means he fully practiced.
Yeah. So you got Whitehead who's questionable. You got Franklin Myers who's questionable. You got
that's basically
and you got George Font that's still questionable as well.
Well, he's not really questionable. He just didn't practice today because he just doesn't. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't practice on Wednesday.
And you got Braxton Berrios with questionable too, but I think Berrios is going to be available for this game.
He had a limited practice today. He has a heel issue.
Yeah, I think he'll be back though. I think he'll be fine for this week. Defensively, I think this team's going to be fine. The thing that I would worry about is Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. I think defensively, our corners are going to be able to hold Amari Cooper, DPJ in check, and David Bell. So I don't really look at them as threats. I think we're good there.
Dude, Njoku kills the Jets every single time. Every single time we play the Browns.
He had a bad week one. And he had a bad week one.
Listen, every single time the Jets play the Browns tight end get touchdowns. Every single year. Every single year they play each other, the Jets tight ends kill us. The Browns tight ends kill the Jets. So I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to have a bounce back game since everyone's like, especially in fantasy wise, they're like, oh, Njoku didn't do well. So I'm expecting him to have a bounce back week. But I really look at this as the running game between this team. We have to keep Nick Chubb and Kareem on in check. Those are because I don't think you're going to trust Jacoby Brissett to try to throw to between DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. And to my knowledge, Brissett hasn't been the guy who can throw over the top that well and connect. Yeah, he's done it a couple of times, but he's not that lethal deep threat QB. So I'm looking at the running game being the primary focus. And from what the Jets did last week, it will be tough sledding, but I think it's a manageable job for this Jets front seven. I think our linebacker core and I think our D line will be able to hold both of them. I'd say I'll give between both of them between 100 and 110 yards. That's what I'm expecting because I think they're still going to get enough carries where they're going to get that. But that's what I'm expecting out of the running back. But I think defensively, we got the aerial attack under check. It's now on the offensive side. Can our team do something against their defense? Because their defense is nasty too. I look at Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett as the guys honing on Joe Flacco. And look, man, talk about Max Mitchell. You talk about George Font. I mean, George Font didn't have a great game either. Max Mitchell, he was fine, and run blocking, pass protection was a little rough for him.
Definitely.
And that's why that's why we're like, Max Mitchell wasn't so bad. I'm like, especially in the run game, I'm like, well, they only rushed 16 times. So between 16 times and 59 dropbacks, it wasn't really a great game for Mitchell. But if we can get the running game going, that's really what needs to happen here. Jets need to get the running game going and really get these quick passes out because this offensive line is not going to be able to hold up for that long, especially against Clowney and Garrett. I think what you do is you get Michael Carter, you get Breece Hall activated, try to get those quick screens, quick passes, check down wise, find Tyler Conklin, get Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson involved, get some short routes. If you can do intermediate routes, great. But I don't expect any deep balls in this game. I think this Browns front seven is here to play, and we got to be on the lookout for that. What are your thoughts on this game?
The problem with that, man, is they did. I mean, I'm not putting much stock into Carolina's offensive line. They did get Iquanu, our boy from NC State, but Christian McCaffrey didn't run. He had 10 carries last week for 33 yards and a touchdown, and then he had 4 catches out of the backfield for 24 yards. So, they're pretty good against the run. I'm not expecting much, honestly, from from just like running through. I mean, Breece Hall is able to. The thing is, the Jets have to dominate. Those are pass rushers, right? Like what you're talking about, like Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett. So like, the Jets have to play to their strengths. You know what I mean? Like if the Browns' strength is pass rushing and we're not good at pass protection, however, we are good at running the ball. You're right. Like we have to just dominate at the line, kind of push the sticks, and get those third and shorts. But on the third and shorts, Alex, we have to make the positive plays. Like Garrett Wilson, you got to just reach your hand out. You got to get that first down. Corey Davis, you got to make the catch. Tyler Conklin, you got to hold on to the ball. Even though I saw you try to put 2 hands on it, you got to hold on to it, dude. Elijah Moore, you've been getting us first downs. Braxton Berrios getting us those first downs. Like we have to. That's the only way. Just small increment steps. That's the only way we're going to be able to advance on this Browns team. They do have good secondary. I agree. Like I really hope that Corey Davis isn't the highest targeted guy again. I think that's a little ridiculous.
I think it was because how they were covering Elijah Moore to be. I think that was
all
it.
over
And,
him.
yeah, and then towards the end, it was the Corey Davis show. That's where he got most of the damage done was in the fourth.
I know,
quarter.
but it was annoying. Like I know it's garbage time, but just like every positive play was to our 3 boys, like the 3 guys that we all honestly have the most confidence in. Even though Garrett Wilson's first game, right? Moore, Wilson, and Berrios. So hopefully they can make some plays. Corey Davis, just hold on to the damn ball, dude. Tight ends hold on to the damn ball. I'm definitely worried about Kareem Hunt out of the backfield. He gets the catches. Chubb gets the carries. So I don't necessarily care about who gets, the amount of carries and yards, just all-purpose yards. You know what I mean? Chubb is good, but we have good linebackers. Just coming out of the backfield, dude. We have to make the tackles. I'm not worried about their wide receivers. Sauce Gardner, he's not pitching a perfect game anymore. Let out his first catch, but he's still got a no-hitter. No touchdowns. Still got the no hitter going for the season. So we'll
Let's
see how
go.
far he can throw this no hitter. It's a low total, which I agree with. I think it's like at 40 or like 40 and a half, which I agree with. That's both teams. It should be a defensive game, but
Yeah,
I think the
they
Jets
got
are
the
going to
over
win.
under. They got the over under at 40 right now. They have yeah, they got it at 40 right now. So that means if they're thinking it's about like 6.5 a touchdown, what it's like 17,
Yeah,
17
like
like 27, something
24-17
like that.
Browns.
Something like that.
24-17
I can't do
Browns.
math
That's
on
a
the fly like
cover.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, 24-17 Browns is a dub
Yeah.
and the over. So, man, I like the Jets a lot here. Again, they know what's coming down the gauntlet week 3. They're 0-1. They played a great game. They saw that they're good. You know what I mean? I think that makes a difference. Players were talking about that, and that's it, man. I think the Jets are going to win this game straight up. I think the Jets. I think the Jets are going to turn some heads. I think Conklin is going to play well. I think Uzama is going to get a catch this time. I believe Corey Davis is going to make catches when thrown to him, and he's obviously going to get targets. And
Can
I
the
don't think
Jets
our
just
running
win in
backs are going to
September, bro?
fumble.
Can the Jets just win in September?
Yeah, they're
It'd
going
be
to beat the
nice.
Cleveland Browns, bro.
Yeah. I
The
mean, I
Cleveland
need for
Browns have
that.
never wrote 1-0. Have never the Twitter has never wrote 1-0. I don't think they've ever won week 1 in like 20 years or some crap. Like they're gonna go 1-1, man. Stupid Brownie the Elf. No team can win with Brownie the Elf. Give me a damn break, dude. The Jets did some crap like that, I'd be furious.
I think the Jets are going to win this because I think they're feeling it. I think the team is feeling it, not necessarily from the team that you from the ownership, as you said, on the field, but they're feeling it from like the beat writers. I mean, you even had Connor Hughes out here saying, "Can you just win a damn game?" Like even Connor Hughes is out here saying, "Can you just win a damn game?" And I'm with him, man. Like, can you just win
It's
a game?
crazy.
I like that's all we're asking for, man. Like, win a game in September, come out, show that you got some fight and some grit in you. Like, that's what I need to see from this team. Some grit, like
Listen, I
punch,
mean,
man. Like, like not legitimately fight dirty, but like you got to do everything. You got to scratch and claw to get your way out of this. Like, do that. Show that you
but
got some
dude,
life to you.
here's the thing, man. We're playing with our second string quarterback against the Baltimore Ravens.
I hear you.
It's a tough
No,
game.
I get that. I get that. I
Yeah,
get that. But it's like offensively, they could have done stuff, right? We're
I
talking about
agree.
all the mistakes that they had. Now it's at that point. This is an evenly matched team. There is no excuses for this. Legitimately, second string against second string, weapons like second string quarterbacks with weapons and a solid defense. This is a fair matchup. Let's see you fight. Who wants it more, man? Like who
Yeah,
want that's who it all
I
comes down
agree.
to. Do you want it more?
I
Do you
promise
want it
you,
more?
I promise you the worst part about this whole thing is that I saw the light in the Jets this week. That's what sucks. Like their D line is great, their linebackers are great, their running backs are
Fast, man.
great, the tight ends are good. Like I saw it all. Our special teams are good besides the kickers on both sides, which we knew. The safety stink, which we knew. Jordan Whitehead is just as advertised. I mean, what's really honestly the most not as advertised aspect of this Jets team, and really the number one most disappointing aspect, and it's not Cager doing bad because it's kind of expected from everyone but me. And that's Laken Tomlinson. We moved over a left guard who was unbelievable last year, rookie, unbelievable in his college career. We moved him to accommodate for Joe Douglas and Laken Tomlinson at left guard, and he sucked. That's my number one. Like that number, like I don't know if you want to do this week to week. He's my number one guy. I'm most pissed about. I he's got to make it up to me, to be honest with you. And
Amen.
honestly, at the opposite side of that, Quan Alexander, like he's the real deal. He showed out week 1, veteran, not making that much money. Told that he's gonna be on a depth chart behind freaking Quincy Williams. Right, came out and he showed out, bro. So for me, I'm most impressed by him, and least impressed by freaking Laken Tomlinson, man. Tough.
Well,
Lakey. Yeah, get out of here, bro. Just block somebody.
I think that I think, well, actually, before we end on that, does the special teams fix it up, man? We also got that punter. We got a punter in the house now. We got a new punter.
You know what's
So
funny? I literally messaged my friend as soon as this Braden Mann stuff was going on. I was like, guarantee you he's gonna be injured next week. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. He's gonna. This is what he does. He just gets injured every time. He does bad, he gets injured, and then we try to forget about it. Comes back, punts well for a couple games, does bad again. This is the last year of Braden, man. We just signed, honestly, some scrub from the Chargers who got cut. So I don't know if we're gonna have better punting. Greg DeLake better show out. I'm kind of shocked that we didn't pick up Blankenship, who went through. He got cut from the Colts, the kicker from Georgia, who got kicker with the glasses.
Yep.
And he went through waivers, so he's now a free agent. I don't know if he has off the field stuff. I just don't know about. I saw Colts fans. I did no research. I just saw Colts fans saying, commenting, if you want a kicker that can't hit for anything over 45 yards, like this is your man. Which we missed a 45-yarder, but hit a 45-yarder this week. So
hey man, I'll take any. If we're talking about can we just get a 45-yard? I mean,
we missed an extra
NFL
point.
range.
So we are 1 for 2 on 45 and under kicks so far. So right now I'll take Blankenship. So we'll see how that goes.
Please, anything is better at this point. But I think
so funny.
But I think that
are the Jets gonna win?
Yes.
Okay.
Jets are gonna win. I know you think the Jets are gonna win. Yeah, man. I think that covers it. I think that covers it for the Jets. And thank you all to our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you listen to, you know you got to do. You got to subscribe. It's free. All right. You can subscribe on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review or comment. We're also partnered with the Jet Press. Well, I'm saying, let me rephrase that. We're also partnered with Fansite and Minute Media. You can find this podcast on the Jet Press and the Daily Knicks. Also, we got that YouTube channel. If you're watching it right now, once again, it's free. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. When you watch the video, hit the like button. Add to the conversation by leaving a comment. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think the Jets are going to win this week? You now heard our guy John's thoughts on the Ravens Jets game. Let us know if you agree with them. If we're missing something, let us know your thoughts and opinions on the entire matter. Are we actually gonna get a kicker? Are we actually gonna make some extra points this weekend?
Alex,
can you please let us know?
I need your thoughts on another thing.
What?
Forgot to ask you.
What is it?
Is Aaron Judge going to break the New York Yankees record for home runs?
What's the record at?
Well, the AL/Yankees one is 61. He's at 57.
Yeah, he's gonna break it. He's gonna.
I really want him to get 70, but I know I'm reaching.
70 is tough, but he's gonna definitely go break. He's gonna break 61. He's gonna break 61. But you know where you should place that bet. All right, you know you gotta place that bet, and you know you gotta listen to understand those type of bets. You gotta listen to Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every sport possible when it comes to sports betting. All right, so if you need to put money down on the line, these guys got you covered. They cover NFL, college football right now, MLB, NBA, you name it. These guys can do it all. All right, make sure to go check them out. They're also on the platform, Knicks, Jets, etc., and they're also partnered with Minute Media. And then last and certainly not least,
right now, definitely college football slate every week, NFL full slate every single week. Come check it out.
Yeah, for sure. And then last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You name it, we are there. Come on, guys. You can do all of that. That's for free. That's how you help us out. Please make sure to do so. We appreciate all you for tuning in. We'll catch you later next week. All right. We out.
JETS.